Hello people, I'm going to do a Sunday evening relaxation, very short video for you. So we will start off with a little bit of emotional freedom technique tapping, and then I will do a visualization where you get to fly away to a beautiful forest and do something that will soothe your central nervous system and your subconscious so that you feel mentally and emotionally chilled. So we will start with the emotional freedom technique. So you can copy me, and the point that we start is at the side of the hand, and this is really good for releasing general anxiety. So while you're tapping, you can be thinking of nothing, you can just be tapping and letting your thoughts wander, or you can focus on positive affirmations. So you might be saying lovely things to yourself while you're tapping, or you might be trying to resolve something in your mind. So you might talk through a problem or a worry like you might talk to a friend, and as you tap, hopefully any uncomfortable feelings that you might have will get less and less. And the next tapping point is on the crown of the head. So this one is for opening up all of your energy to all the good stuff that's out there. And the next point is at the corner of your eyebrow, and you can do both sides together. So they are symmetrical, so both have the acupressure points that we need to feel nice and peaceful. And this one is really good for releasing any angry, anxious feelings, as is this point here. And you can tap for as long as you like. Sometimes a point might feel particularly relaxing, and you can stick with that one for longer if that's the case. And the next point is underneath the eye, and this is really good for releasing feelings of irritation and restlessness. And then underneath the nose. And the next 2 points I'm about to show you, so this one and the next one, are really good for releasing feelings of shame, embarrassment, feeling unworthy, and promoting feelings of self-confidence and good self-esteem, and knowing that you're pretty amazing. And the next point, one of my favorites, is just under the collarbone. And this point is really good for releasing anxiety. And this is a really good point to tap on independently. If you're feeling particularly anxious, tapping on this point can really soothe that feeling. And the last acupressure point to tap on, I don't know if you can see it actually, is just, I'll have to sit up a little bit, is just at the side, just under your armpit. And this one is really good if you're an overthinker. So if you need to release anxiety that's based on swirling thoughts and the inability to stop your mind spiraling, this is a really good point to tap on. So if you want to carry on the tapping routine, you can pause the video and you can do some tapping on your own before you do the visualization. I tap for 15 minutes every day on these acupressure points, and it's just brilliant for releasing any emotions that you might have picked up during the day, but also for releasing any emotions that you've been holding on to for potentially years. So it's just a really good practice to get into. Okay, so I'm now going to talk you through a guided visualization where you fly away to a forest and you're able to just be in your own space. So for this, it's ideal for you to get nice and comfortable. You might want to get a blanket or some cushions and be in a place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 5 minutes or so. And when you've done that, when you're feeling nice and relaxed and comfortable, you can close your eyes. And you close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you are magic and you can fly. And you're going to jump up through the ceiling and out into the fresh air. And you're going to fly away from everything just for now. So imagine that you're leaving everything behind. And it's a really nice feeling just to be you, just to be by yourself. You don't need to be anything for anybody else. You can be in your own space, and you are free, and you are enough exactly as you are. So with those lovely feelings, you fly further and further away, leaving things behind, knowing that they can be just fine while you are gone. And this is your time and your space to relax and explore the wonderful things that you can find within. So you keep flying further and further until you reach the sea. And when you reach the sea, you fly further and further still, until after a very, very long time, you spot an island in the distance, and it is covered with trees. And this island is your safe space. This is your place where you are free to create whatever you want there, and you can fix things and you can change things really easily. So you start to fly lower and lower until you reach the top of the trees, and they open up and let you inside, and you land softly on the floor. And now you're inside your forest, your safe space. I just want you to have a little look around and just notice. See if anything needs fixing. See if anything is broken. Maybe there's been a storm or a war or a fire. And if anything is broken, you can mend it really easily just by making a wish, just by imagining things to be different. And you can sculpt and change your forest however you want. So if you want to bring in more flowers, you can do that really easily. If you want to bring in a waterfall or a stream or a lake, you can do that as well. So make your forest exactly how you want it to be. Bring in any animals that you feel complement your forest and complement you. You might have butterflies. You might have various animals that make you feel safe. And when you've done that, and when you're happy that your forest is exactly how you want it to be, you're going to have a little wander. And I want you to imagine that as you wander through your forest, and as you breathe in the beauty that is your forest, you feel more and more relaxed and calm and safe. And this forest represents your inner world. So sometimes your inner world will need fixing, but that's fine. It's still beautiful and it can be fixed. And you can still love your forest even when it's broken, even when something needs mending. So you wander through, feeling real love for this space, and in turn feeling real love for yourself. And as you wander, you find a cottage. And because the forest is yours, the cottage is yours as well. So just notice what it looks like. And again, as with your forest, if there is anything that you need to change or that you'd like to change, you can just make those changes by making that wish and making it so. And when your forest, your cottage, is exactly how you want it to be, you walk up to the front door and you let yourself in. And just notice what your cottage is like on the inside. And as with anything in this space, make your changes if you want to as you go along. And I want you to now find a room in your cottage that appeals to you. So this can be any room. It could be the kitchen, it could be the living room, it could be one of the bedrooms, it could be the basement. Find a room that calls to you in some way. And when you get there, I want you to imagine that you find a treasure chest. And this treasure chest is quite small. Maybe it's the size of a small box. But it's beautiful. And it feels like it's holding something special. So you walk over to this treasure chest and notice whereabouts in the room it is. Is it in an empty space? Is it on a table? Is it surrounded by other objects and furniture? And I want you to now open the treasure chest. And inside is a jewel of any colour that your imagination provides. And when you pick up this jewel and you hold it in your hands, you feel a warmth emanating from this jewel, spreading through your hands, up your wrists and your arms, until it is flooding your body in all directions, into your head, into your chest area, your heart space, down to your solar plexus, giving you that lovely feeling of power, down into your belly, making you feel soft and warm and safe as it flows down your legs and down to your feet, making you feel grounded, reminding you that you are always safe. And this magical jewel is yours. It rests in the palm of your hand, and it will stay there now, embedded in your palm, for you to access that feeling whenever you need to. Whenever you need a feeling of any sort, whether it is calm, whether it is confidence, whether it is just a general feeling of happiness, you can find it in the palm of your hand just by holding your hands together, closing your eyes and feeling that warmth flood your body. Just taking those moments for you. So now you can leave your cottage. You close the treasure chest. You keep the jewel. It is now yours. It stays with you. And you walk away from your cottage, closing the door behind you. And you take a look around your forest, knowing that this place will always be here for you whenever you want some space, some time, or just to remind yourself of how beautiful and powerful and perfect you are. So then you jump up, back up through the trees and back out into the fresh air. And before you leave your forest, you put a lovely protection bubble all the way around you. And you put a lovely protection bubble all the way around your forest. And this will keep both you and your forest feeling safe. And you fly back over the sea, feeling really good, feeling like things are in perspective, and you know what matters to you. And you fly further and further until you reach land. And you fly over the land until you see your home in the distance. And then you fly lower and lower until you are safely back in the room. And I'm going to count to 5, and every time I count, the lovely, safe feelings you have brought back from your forest will become stronger and stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can open your eyes when you are ready. I hope you really enjoyed that. Some of the activities you can do after your forest are you can draw or paint your forest, you can draw the jewel that you found, you can use the visualization of the jewel for meditation, you can use the jewel to visualize whenever you're in a situation of stress, or you just need to retreat within yourself, even if it's just for a minute or two. And it's also quite interesting if you want to write about your forest, write about what your cottage looked like, or draw your cottage. And you can analyze any of your ideas if you want to, but you don't have to. So there's lots of fun and exploration that you can do around your forest. Thank you for listening, everybody, if you were listening, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.